It began with a headline that seemed almost unbelievable. Wyoming, a state of rugged mountains, vast plains, and cowboy traditions, had launched the nation's first state-issued stablecoin. While New York and Washington were tangled in bureaucracy, the cowboy state seized the moment and etched its name into the digital history books. To most people, money feels solid. It's the paycheck in the bank account, the card swipe at the grocery store, the cash in your wallet. But beneath the surface, the system is riddled with delays, fees, and inefficiencies that we've learned to tolerate. Stablecoins rip that curtain away. By living on blockchains, they allow money to move like information instantly, cheaply, and globally. FRNT is designed to embody this promise, stripping away the friction of old financial rails and replacing it with something faster and more efficient. For the average consumer, this means the possibility of getting paid in real time instead of waiting days for checks to clear. For small businesses, it means breaking free from the punishing grip of credit card fees, and for governments, it is proof that financial infrastructure doesn't have to crawl forward at the pace of bureaucracy. Wyoming understood that stablecoins were not a fad, they were a new foundation for commerce itself. The decision to launch a state-issued stablecoin wasn't just about technology, it was about identity. Wyoming has always been defined by its willingness to embrace the frontier. Generations ago, settlers crossed harsh landscapes to carve out a life on unforgiving soil. That same spirit now fuels its foray into digital assets. While other states hesitated, Wyoming moved decisively, passing laws that welcomed blockchain innovators and setting the stage for FRNT. The symbolism is powerful. Just as Wyoming once represented the edge of physical expansion, it now represents the frontier of financial innovation. This wasn't the product of chance, it was the natural continuation of a culture that values independence, courage, and bold experimentation. The Frontier Stable token is not built on wishful thinking or risky algorithms. Unlike projects such as Terra USD, which collapsed spectacularly, FRNT is backed by something tangible: US dollars and short-term treasuries. This design was deliberate. Wyoming wanted a token that could inspire confidence from day one, a digital dollar that was as secure as the paper one in your wallet. The promise is simple but profound. 1 FRNT equals $1 always. This reliability transforms FRNT into a bridge between the old world of finance and the new, a tool that ordinary citizens, businesses, and even governments can use without fear of volatility. It is money reimagined for speed, but grounded in stability. You know, it might seem strange that Wyoming, a place known for its ranches and rodeos, is also at the cutting edge of digital finance. But hey, this unlikely fusion is exactly what makes FRNT so powerful. By marrying tradition with innovation, Wyoming has created a narrative that captivates both entrepreneurs and ordinary folks alike. The state has been quietly positioning itself for years as a haven for blockchain businesses, and FRNT is the culmination of that strategy. This move signals that crypto is no longer just the domain of tech hubs, it's something that can belong to communities rooted in tradition too. This paradox, where cowboys and code collide, is part of what gives FRNT its distinct identity. Imagine, just for a moment, finishing a freelance project and receiving payment not in days, but in mere seconds. Imagine a small business owner closing a sale and seeing the funds appear instantly, rather than waiting for banks to process. This is the promise of FRNT. The token eliminates the unnecessary pauses that have long frustrated both consumers and companies. In today's modern economy, speed isn't just a luxury, it's survival. FRNT's capacity to settle transactions immediately changes the way people interact with money. It democratizes efficiency, allowing even the smallest players to compete with the giants who once had exclusive access to fast, high-powered financial networks. What truly sets FRNT apart from other digital assets is its anchor. Backed by US dollars and treasuries, it draws strength from the world's most trusted financial instruments. This isn't a coin fueled by speculation or hype, it's a tool built for reliability. The choice of reserves sends a clear message. Wyoming isn't trying to gamble with people's livelihoods. It's offering a form of money that can be trusted, because it is tied to assets that have stood the test of time. In a space often clouded by scandals and collapses, FRNT's foundation could make it a rare beacon of credibility. Wyoming's decision to issue FRNT was not only financial, it was political. In doing so, the state has effectively stepped into a regulatory battlefield where states and the federal government must now negotiate who controls the future of money. By moving first, Wyoming has claimed the initiative, forcing regulators, competitors, and even Washington itself to respond. This was not just about innovation, but about power. FRNT positions Wyoming as a challenger to traditional monetary authority, and in doing so, it has set the stage for a new kind of financial federalism, where states compete for dominance in digital finance just as they once did for industry or natural resources. The launch of FRNT has already sparked speculation about which state will follow next. Texas, with its booming energy industry and pro-crypto lawmakers, seems like a natural candidate. California, home to Silicon Valley, could leverage its talent pool to compete. Even New York, despite its stricter regulations, might eventually be forced to adapt. This ripple effect could reshape America's financial landscape, turning states into laboratories of digital money. If Wyoming succeeds, it may not just change itself, it could transform the entire nation by sparking a wave of financial experimentation. At its core, FRNT is not just about banks, regulators, or corporations. It is about ordinary people. Families could send money across borders without losing chunks of it to remittance fees. Workers could get their pay instantly instead of waiting for business days that make no sense in a digital world. Teenagers could learn financial literacy through digital wallets, experiencing firsthand how money moves in the modern age. For the everyday citizen, FRNT offers a glimpse into a world where money is no longer slow, costly, or out of reach. It's a tool of empowerment, wrapped in the credibility of a state government. Businesses, too, stand to gain enormously. For decades, merchants have been shackled by credit card networks, losing profits to fees and chargebacks. FRNT promises to level the playing field. With instant, low-cost, irreversible payments, small businesses can operate with the same efficiency as corporate giants. In a world where survival often comes down to margins, FRNT's introduction could be a lifeline. It gives entrepreneurs a chance to thrive without being bled by intermediaries who add no value. But Wyoming's move has implications far beyond its own borders. Around the world, nations are racing to build central bank digital currencies. China already has the digital yuan. Europe is exploring its own version of the euro. By launching FRNT, Wyoming has positioned itself remarkably as a participant in this global contest. The symbolism is striking. A small United States state has put itself on the same playing field as world superpowers. It demonstrates that innovation doesn't always come from the center of power. Sometimes the boldest moves come from the edges. For all its promise, FRNT carries risks that must not be ignored. Digital systems can fail, smart contracts can be hacked, regulations can shift overnight. A state-backed stablecoin may seem secure, but security is never absolute. History has shown time and again that every innovation comes with vulnerabilities. The question is not whether FRNT will face challenges, but how it will respond when they come. The story of money has always been one of resilience in the face of uncertainty, and FRNT will be no exception. Whether FRNT thrives or stumbles, Wyoming has already altered the financial conversation. By stepping into uncharted territory, it has redefined what a state can be in the digital age. If successful, FRNT could inspire other states to issue their own tokens, creating a patchwork of digital currencies across the nation. If it fails, it will serve as a cautionary tale of ambition meeting reality. Either way, Wyoming's boldness has ensured that it will be remembered as the first to try. The cowboy state has ridden into history once again, not on horseback but on blockchain. The tale of FRNT is ultimately not just about Wyoming. It is about the world that each of us inhabits. Just as the settlers of the past charted their own course into the unknown, we now face a new digital frontier. Money is evolving before our eyes, and the choice is ours, to remain bystanders or to take part in shaping the story. Wyoming has shown what courage looks like in the financial arena. The question is whether we too will embrace the spirit of the frontier and step into the future of money with the same boldness.